the sales engine and the fulfillment engine. And like always, don't worry about fulfillment until you have first sales, and don't worry about sales until you have first prospects. More importantly, I'll be sharing my plan to build massive proof fast and skip the line for pennies on the dollar. Again, if anybody had ever said, hey, Jeff, for $50, you can go ahead and get a video testimonial. You can go ahead and get proof case studies and somebody saying, hey, I like what you're doing and I want to buy what you have to sell. I would say yes every time. I hope you would too. And so what I want you to do is take this line of thinking and apply it to your clients, apply it to your way of working, and apply it to your client getting strategy. This is really inspired by Nick Robbins at BTOP Local. They're based out of Utah. And this was the first time I heard of something called the 24-hour 10 lead trial. So I don't want to use the term free trial, even though it is a free trial, because stereotypically free trials are 30 days or 2 weeks. And what'll happen is it'll work, and then you'll have 13 days of nothing, and then they don't want to renew because they only remember the last 13 days, not the first day. So we're going to be using the term 24-hour 10 lead or 10 booked appointment trial. So here's what's going on right now. So the carpet cleaning clients now is totally bombing. And here is why. And this applies to anybody who's looking to start an agency, grow an agency, who's looking to get a new niche, right? And try something different. This is what's going to happen. So as always, we've got the prospecting engine. We've got the sales engine. And this is the fulfillment engine. The mistake most people make when starting out is they say, oh my God, I need to have proof, case studies, results, that people won't buy from me until I have a fulfillment thing up and running, which I get. I understand. It makes total complete sense, but Elon Musk just went on stage and sold $11 billion, and he says it's going to take 2 years for you to buy your truck, and even then you probably won't like it. And everybody said, okay, here's $11 billion. So I really want to set aside the idea of fulfillment. Fulfillment doesn't matter. Put it out of your head. Like, you don't have to think about fulfillment. All you have to think about is your sales engine. And your sales engine is how you turn interest into money. And your prospecting engine is how you get people 5, 10, 15 days saying, hey, I want to buy what you have to sell. This is usually 90% of the time how any business is structured and works. Whether you're doing newspapers or carpet cleaners or Facebook ad agency or ClickFunnels or it doesn't matter. It's prospecting, sales, and fulfillment. And the framework for this was really inspired by Alex Shlinsky. We will be doing a masterclass coming up. We're doing more customer research this week, which will be pretty darn cool. So prospecting engine, sales engine, fulfillment engine. And so what we ended up doing was really focusing on Facebook ads and cold email for the prospecting engine. So let's do this. Prospecting engine, and using inputs like Facebook ads and cold email to get this stuff done, ultimately with the goal of getting 5 to 10 inbounds. That's a yes, saying somebody, hey, I want to buy what you have to sell every single day. And as it turns out, it worked pretty darn well. I paid my mentor an F ton of money for him to show me how to do and what we do. So now I have Facebook ads that are getting clients. They're literally prospecting for me in exchange for money, which is pretty darn cool. And cold emailing added to that as well, but 90% of it was from Facebook ads, which is pretty darn awesome. One of the reasons why I don't recommend Facebook ads out of the gate is because when you get so many, your brain freaks out. You're not used to dealing with it. It's a whole huff and puff. My AC just turned to heat. Give me 2 seconds. No, I don't know why it does that. It just does it. So prospecting engine, it was up and running, all that fun stuff. And the sales engine, and ideally 1 out of 5 will pay you money. So if we've got 5 appointments, I can expect, if I'm good at what I'm doing and I know how to do it and how to have the conversation, 1 out of 5 will pay you money. That's 20%, usually about $1,000, $1,500. So if you have 5 appointments on your calendar for Tuesday, you know you're going to make $1,000, $1,500. That's it. It's just math. Here is where it's all breaking down. Not on the fulfillment, not on the prospecting, but specifically in the sales engine. And so let me kind of add some arrows real fast for everybody who's not familiar with this process right here. So to keep the numbers straight, we got about, I think, 350 yeses in about 1 month. That's about 3 a day, which is pretty darn cool. By the way, we are still at 0 sales, flat out $0, arguably in the negative because of having to invest in the ads and processes and stuff like that. So we are at 0 sales in about 1 month. Now, originally, this is what was happening. And let me go ahead and draw this out right here. And these will be just close, but not good enough. Actually, I may be able to pull something from the inner circle. Let me see if I can find that real fast. There's a photo I put up with the real numbers. Okay, here we go. So, oh, numbers don't lie. Right click, save image, desktop. Here we go. So this is, come on, you little bastard. Here we go. So these are some of the numbers. I put this up about 2 weeks ago or so, but the philosophy is correct. And I posted this in the IC to keep myself accountable, things like that. So in about 2 weeks into this process, we had about 250 leads. 250 carpet cleaners said, hey, I'm interested in getting more booked appointments. Great, fine, perfect. Some of them, by the way, funnel hacked me and are actually in this group, and I'm more than happy to have them. I'm just trying to keep this open and honest. I'm not doing anything like sleazy or slimy about this. Like, nope, I'm just trying to build a carpet cleaning Facebook ad agency. So I got about 250 leads, and then I only got about 50 introductory calls. And the way it worked is you would sign up on Facebook and then set up an intro call. Normal, great, fine, perfect. So you can say Facebook ad into introductory call. Normal, no big deal. Everything makes sense. And as it turns out, we got so many introductory calls, our calendar actually booked out for 3 or 4 days. And as those 3 or 4 days kicked in, the show up rate dropped. People forgot. It was absolutely horrible. Effectively, what was 250 signups became only, let's just say, 50 intro calls scheduled, but only 30 showed up or picked up the phone. Super bummer. Like everything sucked at this point. And you can see it right here. Like this number, like we just didn't have the capacity to do more introductory calls. And so we ended up doing is giving it to my sales guy who would take the calls and I would take some and all that fun stuff so we could have a 24-hour turnaround, not a 3 or 4 day turnaround. And it still went to hell. Like we could schedule demos and qualified calls and it just nobody was paying money. Everybody was super guarded. And so what I ended up doing was trying something different. Instead of going Facebook ad into qualification, we'll just call them intro calls here, but qualification call, whatever it is, it's just like, are you crazy? Do we want to spend more time together type thing? Instead of going from Facebook ad into introductory call, I went ahead and tried something different. I went ahead and said, sorry, we're booked out. And we'll email you if we have an opening. That's it. I just couldn't handle this many qualification calls, this many intro calls. My sales guy, Brett, should not be on the qualification call. I should not be on the qualification call. I need an Alex or something like that to do a qualification call. And I just literally changed the message saying, sorry, we're booked out. Like I still got their name, number, and email. I just said, we're booked out and we'll email you if we have an opening, right? And so I ended up actually emailing them saying, hey, we have an opening. Let's see what happens. So this was like, let's do this. This was number 1. And then this was number 2. So what I actually did, by the way, was I emailed them. I said, this was on Monday or so. I said, we have an opening. Click here to schedule an intro call. Just like that. And I sent out an email to everybody. And then I actually sent out a text message as well using high level set up by Christine saying, hey, we have an opening. And this one was by email. And this one was by text. And it was really darn cool. Let me see if I can show you the back end of my high level. Let's see if this works as intended. Switch account, carpet cleaning, conversations, all. I hope I don't show phone numbers. Oh, I do show phone numbers. I can't show that. Let me go ahead and What can I show you? I can't show you this. There's phone numbers on here. Let me go ahead and block it out, and then let's see if I can show you a screenshot. Give me that square. There we go. So we sent out a mass text by High Level. That was the program that we used. And it ended up looking kind of like this. It was literally a text message that read, hey, Ronald, Jeff here with Carpet Cleaning. There we go. Technology. Great. And then we sent out 300 of them, and we got a bunch of people actually scheduling, which was awesome. And this might have solved my problem very, very quickly. And I'm going to show you what my calendar looked like yesterday. And I was very excited about this because this would solve my intro call problem, because now I don't have to like worry about whether my calendar is open or not. Now, when I've got a client slot open, I can go and just send out an email, book the slots, and have the conversation, right? And so this was what my calendar looked like yesterday. Remember, we sent out this message to everybody, also by email. They went ahead and clicked it, and then they scheduled a time. And my calendar looked like this for yesterday, which was awesome. December the 10th, a bunch of people filled out the form. I was like, hell yeah, this is cool. They're getting the automatic follow-up. Surely they're going to show up. Surely we're going to have a conversation. I'll bet you a 50% show-up rate is on average, and I'm more than okay with that for now. And in about like 2 minutes, by the way, of doing this client reactivation campaign, I got like 4 phone calls. People were saying like, yeah, I'm interested. They click it, they schedule time, all that stuff. And they just started popping up on my calendar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One person scheduled twice. So maybe this is like really 8, right? And the same thing happened earlier today. And I'm going to show you right here. One moment. So this was December the 10th. And then this was December the 11th. I was like, oh, that's cool, right? So we've solved this problem. We've increased our show up rate. Now I'm not really at the whim of a closed off calendar or an overly booked calendar where people don't show up or blah, blah, blah. But instead, I'm just going to say, look, we're closed. If we have an open slot, we'll email you. And then when I want more clients, I email them and I text them out. Client reactivation campaign. Awesome. And this is what we sent out. And then this is the calendar. Great, fine, perfect. Everything is awesome. Except it wasn't. Except it wasn't. Ideally, when you're having qualification calls like this, or like intro call to qualified, like you're going to have somewhat of a conversation where you ask them a series of questions and you discover budgets and how much they want to spend and blah, blah, blah. And this was the average process on December the 10th. And I literally stayed at home and just did all these all day long. I've got notes on the right side of my screen right here. Gary at 9 a.m. Picked up the phone and said, oh, I'm super busy. We can't talk. Fine, whatever. Edric, scheduled twice, was literally on the job using the machine, and I couldn't hear him. He turned off the machine and said, yeah, how long is this going to take? How much does it cost? No, I'm already doing Google Ads. I said, well, this isn't Google Ads. This is literally a proprietary system that gets people showing up and wanting to buy from you. No, I already spent all my money. I don't have any money. Fine. Ronald and I actually got on the phone. It was somewhat of a positive conversation. And he said, all right, but how much is this? I said, our prices range from $500 to $5,000. He's like, $500? That's insane. I would never pay as much as that. I said, okay, not to worry. Joseph just totally ignored the call. Carl was a bad phone number. J Low, I don't know why they put it like that. We had it like a somewhat positive conversation. But again, he's like, hey, by the way, like I've done TripAdvisor or HomeAdvisor and Yelp. It ain't going to work. Carlton, like, yeah, I hate these like things. You know, I filled this form and then I got called nonstop. I don't want to pay first. I want to pay after. And the same thing with Quincy. And the same thing with Alexi and Mark and Peter. This was literally like horrible. Like it sucked so much. Like these are people that scheduled the time, that saw my ad, clicked on it, read the email, read the text message, scheduled time, and they could not figure out how to communicate. It was literally downright hostile with some people, and a big box of crap 99 times out of 100. And here's what I discovered. And this applies to, I think, everyone that's looking to target a new niche, grow a industry vertical. And that's what consulting companies call, like when they're focusing on a thing, an industry vertical. So you could have like carpet cleaners, chiropractors, gyms, industry vertical, stuff like that. Or dealing with people that have been screwed. Well, let's just do it like that. So this applies to people that are looking to target a new niche or grow an industry vertical. Here's what I discovered. The first is no one knows if I'm going to screw them. They literally have no idea. Like they treat me as like they have to be on guard. It's a low priority for them. They don't have money. Who are you? Like those types of questions. Like they don't know if I'm going to screw them over or not. I'm not, but they don't know that. They literally are like super defensive. Like, no, I don't know if we can do that. That's not good enough. Blah, blah, blah. Like if you ever got questions that are like not open and honest and truthful, like it's because they're afraid you're going to screw them. The second is they all have been screwed over before, and specifically by Yelp, HomeAdvisor, and Thumbtack. And about halfway through my conversations, I changed it from the normal qualification call process to asking more about Yelp, HomeAdvisor, and Thumbtack. So what type of leads are they sending? What type of jobs? And what I heard, a specific quote, is half the time they are one-bedroom jobs that cost me $17 and I only make $30. And this lady, or these clients, right? This is someone in particular he's referring to. And this lady definitely doesn't have the money for a $300 job. This is like lead quality conversation, right? And it's very rarely on the business to successfully take a $30 client to a $300 job, a $300 client. It's not going to happen. And it definitely won't happen just because they're in your house, right? Like they scheduled and they needed a service and they said it's going to be $30 because that's what Thumbtack said. So I only want to pay $30. And this guy who's working really hard is saying, I got to spend 45 minutes between driving there, supplies, 45 minutes driving there to make $30. I spent 17, so I only made $17. So between the cost of supplies and all that, I'm literally making like $10 an hour. That's like his scenario, right? So they don't know I'm going to screw him over. They've all been screwed over before, and they don't believe me at all whatsoever. At all. They're like, this can't be true. I don't believe it. You can't get me 5 to 10. I've tried this before, normal stuff. These are like the responses that I'm getting from real life carpet cleaners saying like, yeah, we're on the phone, but so what? And because they don't know if I'm going to screw them over. They've been screwed over before and they don't believe me at all. Not only is the show up rate not good, I think 50% is okay, but still not good. They all are unwilling to spend money with me to see if it's any good, simply because Yelp, HomeAdvisor, and Thumbtack have been lowering that acceptability bar consistently time and time again. Like if you've had great service your whole life and it's always a positive, healthy, dollar-driven relationship and you like dealing with what you're doing, you're more than happy to spend money on it. And then when you get screwed over 2 or 3 times, you start to like say, all right, I'm not going to do this anymore. And that's what's going on with these people. They usually grow their business through referrals and have a website and done that SEO stuff, but they keep charging me $150 a month and I got no jobs. And then we hear them starting to use digital marketing language. Like I got clicks, but what does that mean? Why are they clicking on the website, but not scheduling a call? Like they're trying to incorporate tribal language digital marketers into like small business and carpet cleaning. But the end result is like, no, I don't know who you are, Jeff. I don't know if you're going to screw me. I've been screwed over long before, and I don't believe what you're doing and how you're doing it, and I'm not seeing any proof. And this is literally the single biggest thing that's stopping me from being successful with best serving these people. It's less about this process. This is really like me keeping accountable and having a third party view. But now it's more like, how do I prove if I'm not going to? How do I prove that I won't screw them over? How do I prove that I'm better than the competition? And how do I prove that they can believe me? This is the next biggest thing. And this applies to you and for you if you're looking to target a new niche or grow an industry vertical. This is the reason why you are not successful. It's because of this narrative right here. And so if you can go from I won't screw you, you can believe me, and it does work, and it'll work for you. Now you've got a real life business. Now you can take a stranger into a customer and client. Now, it may take a while, it may take some time, but if you can do that, then it's going to work. And so this is really like ultimately at the core why carpet cleaning clients now is totally bombing. It's because they don't know who I am, because they think I can screw them or I would screw them, even though I never would. And they've been screwed over so many times before by the bigger dogs that there's nothing I can do. And so what I really want to do is show you guys my plan to build massive proof fast and skip the line for pennies on the dollar, all while building out my downsell, my SOPs, and training my VAs to do it. And honestly, like if you can do this, you've got a real life business fast, like real fast. And this is my plan to build massive proof and skip the line for pennies on the dollar. And I'm learning this type of thinking from Nick Robbins, and he learned it from Billy Jean on how to do this and how to mechanize it, and tying it with what I'm learning now from my current mentor and how to SOP and stuff like that. And so this is really my plan on how to get massive proof fast and skip the line for pennies on the dollar while building out my downsell, my SOPs, and all that fun stuff. Instead of, let me do this. So right now, here's my offer. An offer is simply what you do in exchange for money. My offer is 5 to 10 carpet cleaning clients per week in exchange for $1,500. That's it. By the way, when I've gotten to this on the end of the qualification call of the demo, they usually laugh at me. They're like, $1,500, are you insane? Like the guy's on the phone laughing and hangs up. Like it seems so incredibly unacceptable. But honestly, it's not. Like we're talking 40 to 60 carpet cleaning clients per week. Like if they just charge $200 per, they're making $8,000 in exchange for $1,500. Like that's just how it works. That's on the low end, right? So the offer itself makes dollars sense, but honestly, like they don't believe this. Like they are so used to paying twice as much for half as much that it just seems like hilariously unacceptable. Kind of like, remember the first time Elon Musk was like, hey guys, I'm gonna have an electric car that goes 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Everybody's like, no, you're not. Like imagine if 3 years before the iPhone came out, Steve Jobs was like, hey, you're gonna have a screen that you can touch. Like get out of here. It's not gonna happen, right? So what I'll be doing is I'll be migrating my offer from 40 to 60 carpet cleaning clients per week to a 24-hour, 10 booked appointment free trial. I will no longer be doing this until I have a massive amount of proof. It's on like 5 to 10 proven clients in different cities across the United States consistently. I will not be doing this offer until I get the 10 to 15 clients right here. So let me just put this. Doing this until I get 5 to 10 clients. I said 15. Let's just have 5 to 10 clients getting results just like this. And I really took this frame from Nick Robbins, and I really want to separate this from normal free trials. Like this is not a 30-day trial or a 2-week trial, which is what most people like communicate. And when I'm always like, don't do free trials, it's because of this. Like they do a 2-week trial or 30-day trial. Don't do that. And if you're going to do a free trial, do a 24-hour, 10 booked appointment free trial. And that's specifically to prompt them into paying you money, specifically to see if it works, specifically so like you can create that KLT, know, like, trust, get screenshots, videos, all that fun stuff. And so I'll be doing 24-hour booked appointments and a free trial And the way it works as follows: 24-hour, 10 booked appointment, free trial. Again, all credit goes to Nick Robbins. Trial, something like that. Yeah. So the way it's going to work is they fill out the form like normal. We do a qualification call, and then I offer to take them on for a 24-hour, 10 booked appointment free trial. And the way this is going to work is I'm going to pay for the ad spend. No big deal. It's just $50. Who cares? I'll know if it's going to work easy, right? Like if Facebook ads work, they work within 24 hours. Like we're going to know, right? They're going to fill out the form. We're going to do a qualification call, and then I offer to take them on for a 24-hour free trial. And the form is something like, I guess it'll look like this. Oh, it'll be an email blast saying, I want to take on a new free trial that gets you 10 booked appointments in 24 hours, right? And then it hits my calendar, and we limit it to let's just say 5 slots. I'm pretty sure I can get a free trial client within a couple hours if my list is big enough. And I'm more than happy to pay for it to figure it out. Then they say yes. And the way it works is I say, okay. I say, sounds good. You have 24 hours to fill out this form and give us the needed access, or we give your slot away to someone else. That's it. No big deal. Literally just a form, like a Google form. It says like, what's your name? What's your serviceable area? What do you charge for 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom? I don't want to show you the form right now. Maybe later. And then it says like, what's your Facebook page? That's it. And then we request access, but it's not me requesting access. It's my admin requesting access. Cool. And so what'll happen is, my VA requesting access. So from here, the VA requests access. That's it. Now what I'm going to be doing is walking the VA through the process of setting up ads through Zoom. And then we're going to be using Facebook bots for this. So ads plus bots through Zoom. That's it. We're going to take the information from the form, type it into the ad, type it into the bot, click approve, send a screenshot, all that stuff. And what's cool about this process is because I'm not actually doing it, but instead teaching somebody to do it, I'm building out my SOPs. And just as importantly, I will be building out my self-service option, aka my course or my books or whatever we're calling this, right? Because if the carpet cleaner can't spend $1,500, but they could spend $500, I'll sell them just the books that would come with, all that stuff. So my course area. I'm more than okay to be saying I'm going to be spending $50 on ads to know if it's going to work in New York. If it does work in New York, I can get a testimonial video from a New York-based carpet cleaner. During that process, I'm going to be walking my VA through how to request access, how to build a Facebook ad, how to build the bot, one-click install, all that fun stuff, copy and paste, no big deal. We'll be doing the high-level automations, the follow-up, everything. And then I'm going to spend the $50 on ads to know if it's going to work in New York. Because if it works in New York, I can just tell everybody in New York that it works in New York. And then run ads in New York saying, hey, New York carpet cleaners, would you like a proven system on how to get 10 booked appointments in less than 3 days? If so, click here. Then we have a conversation that's much more open and much more friendly and less hostile, because it's literally, yeah, this guy lives in Long Island. He's got a carpet cleaning business in Manhattan. Here's a testimonial video. Yes, you can talk to him. It's no big deal. This was part of a free trial. We no longer offer free trial. Yes, we pay for it. What do you say? You don't have to say yes. I want to let you know we offer exclusivity. So if you're interested, now is the time to act. If not, no big deal. That's fine. And this process of doing a 24-hour booked appointment free trial really lines me up from the 3 ways I'm going to be selling, which is right here. The 1500 done for you. This is agency work. Let's just say the 697 6-week coaching program. And then let's just say the 497 course self-service option. Like, all of this hinges on my ability to have proof and testimonials. If I could spend $50 and have proof that it works in New York or Miami or wherever, I'm more than happy to do it, because we now have inflow. My VAs can do everything. We can test the system, the Slack integration, the blah, blah, blah. And now we're building out this stuff along the way. And so I'm actually like pretty excited about doing a 24-hour 10 booked appointment trial. The guy that I talked to at 11, he's from New York. I said, the way this is going to work is I need proof because I want to fight Thumbtack and Yelp and all that stuff that's screwing you over. I know that it sucks having to put all this time, effort, and energy. You only get $30 for a 1-bedroom. So I've got a whole system that works. The way it happens is 24-hour 10 booked appointments. Got a whole script and all that stuff. And it's going to work. And if it doesn't, he didn't lose anything. Then I know it don't work in New York. But this 24-hour 10 lead trial process can solve this right here, because we've got proof, testimonials, screenshots. I'm not going to screw you over. I'm not Yelp. I'm not Thumbtack. I'm not Home Advisor. This thing works, and there's people in your area that have made it work. And what do you say? And I think because of that, we're going to see these numbers change pretty darn quickly. So instead of having all these leads and having very few intro calls, instead I'm going to have all these leads sign up to an email. And then when I want to take on 3 or 4 new clients, I just send an email saying, hey, we've got 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 new openings for our 24-hour 10 lead trial. If you're interested, click here. I know it's going to cost me, let's just say $100, $200 to get them onboarded, salaries for VAs, ads and all that stuff. But now I won't have to deal with this anymore. Instead, I'll be able to show them proof. And now, instead of having a huge drop off for intro calls, it'll look something like this. And then instead of having a huge drop off from intro to qualified people, it'll look something like this. And then instead of a demo having 0, we'll have a huge number of people show up to the demo. And then we'll have sales that I expect. So now it'll look normal instead of like this huge drop. We've got leads that work. We don't have an introductory process that works. We don't have a qualification process that works. It's ultimately because the industry as a whole has been screwed so hard that they don't believe me. They don't know, like, trust me, they don't KLT. If you are not getting the results you expect, it's probably a symptom of this. So I'm just going to be doing a 24-hour 10 lead trial. I install everything. I will have some verbiage on, no, you're not allowed to use this. Yes, this is copyright. Would you like to continue? That's okay. Like, all I say is you give me a video testimonial. At the very least, I can just screenshot their ads manager, right? So this is part of the journey and part of the process. I hope this makes a lot of sense. I hope this enables you and makes you go like, oh, I get it. This could work. If you're not having the results you expect from your sales calls, it's probably not a function of your prospecting engine, but your sales engine. And inside of your sales engine, you need proof the damn thing works. And right now I have no proof. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay for proof. I'm happy to spend $50, $100, $200 to do so. So I hope a lot of this makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and bring this sucker to a close.